Who is Duana? She was the epitome of the brown guardian spirit, as described in the Song of a Dying World core book, embodying grounded, inquisitive, perspicacious, and sagacious. Being an executor in the Age of Legends, she accomplished many extraordinary deeds. However, who was Duana the woman? What was her story, and how is it tied to Avalon? Duana was born into poverty in Camlan, orphaned young when disease likely claimed her parents. Alone and homeless, she survived as a street urchin, scraping by with little kindness from others. At 8 years of age, she stole apples and scraps to avoid starvation. One day, a merchant caught her pilfering, seizing her and striking her hand with a rod, shattering her wrist's fragile bones. As Duana sobbed, passers-by simply ignored her cries, and the merchant continued to beat her before tossing her into a trash heap. Racked with pain and lying in filth, Duana prayed to the All-Mother and every deity that she knew, but no aid came. Through tears, she glared at the merchant, hoping for remorse, but met only with contempt. Coughing amid the fetid refuse, a surge of hatred consumed her, and a sinister, demonic voice echoed in her mind, offering to channel her wrath. Terrified, Duana fled when the pain allowed, desperate to escape the voice, but it lingered. As she grew, she left Camlan's heart for its outskirts, becoming an herbalist and healer to offer the compassion that she never received. Her efforts earned villagers' respect, but failed surgeries or potions too potent for a child, brought blame squarely on her. Aware of a spiritual realm from a young age, Duana studied its beings, discovering that not all were malevolent. Communing with them for guidance on curing diseases proved invaluable, though it did draw fear and disgust. Undeterred, Duana embraced the scorn as a small price for saving lives, especially those of children. Then came the Red Death. When the Red Death swept through the homelands, Duana exhausted every remedy, consulting her spiritual advisors, but none could counter the plague. Joining the mass exodus to Avalon, she followed her adopted village, settling in the north near the tombs of the Order. There, Duana's rituals and oemic marks along the borders shielded the community, keeping them hidden from foredwellers and the children of Morrigan during the Age of Legends. In this perilous new world, rife with unfamiliar threats and diseases, Duana became a cornerstone for the village, with the sick seeking her aid daily. Living as a hermit, she once learned of cowpox ravaging the settlement. When a rancher abandoned an infected cow, Duana nursed it back to health, and over time, the cow became her sole companion as villagers shunned her. One day, a family brought their gravely ill son. Despite studying ancient texts and communing with spirits, Duana failed to save him. Devastated but empathetic to the parents' grief, she confided in her cow that night, wrestling with despair. In desperation, she heeded the demonic voice from her childhood, which had promised her extreme amounts of power. Entering a trance, she confronted this entity, a confirmed demon, and asked if its aid could prevent more deaths. It agreed, offering vast knowledge in exchange for a pound of flesh, with the looming threat of claiming her body entirely. Duana accepted, battling daily to resist the demon's attempts to seize control. As it pushed against her will, her body began to transform, fingers elongated into claws, veins burning with liquid fire. Her appearance turned necrotic. The village, already wary, now branded her a witch. yet they couldn't deny her vital role in their survival, cementing her as both outcast and savior. Duana waged a relentless battle against this demon, knowing that surrendering would unleash its vile desires. Though her transformation had begun, she held firm. Her only solace was her beloved cow, the one creature unfazed by her necrotic appearance. When a pox outbreak struck the village, Duana recalled tales of using infected blood for antidotes. She drew blood from her cow to brew a cure. Apologizing to her companion, she succeeded, halting the outbreak. Yet villagers witnessed the bloodletting and accused her of witchcraft. Though accurate, Duana felt unchanged, still tirelessly aiding those in need. One night, a vengeful villager, believing her cow a demonic entity, slaughtered it. Hearing its screams, Duana rushed out, chasing off the killer and cradling her dying friend. Weeping for hours, she felt utterly alone, and the demons surged, urging her to embrace revenge, but she held fast. Later that month, while gathering herbs on Avalon, bandits ambushed her. Overwhelmed by rage and grief, Duana unleashed the demon, slaughtering them in grotesque ways. Unable to stop, she harvested forbidden ingredients, blood and tissue, from their corpses for future remedies, the demon guiding her hands. Returning to the village, her changed habits, possibly coupled with rumors of her gruesome harvest, led to her banishment. Branded a witch, Duana was blamed for every calamity despite her countless lives saved. Her ghastly appearance fueled their disdain. Bitter and unappreciated, she left. A part of her darkly wished that the villagers would succumb to a disease that she could cure, a poetic retribution for their cruelty. Exiled now as a hermit, Duana wandered Avalon for months, her magical knowledge shielding her from the weirdness. Yet one question gnawed at her. How could she banish this demon tormenting her? Its assaults were endless, especially at night, plunging her into sleep paralysis where it would torture her for hours, feeding on her guilt by naming every lost soul and pinning their deaths on her. To survive, Duana forewent sleep, relying on concoctions to stay awake or taking brief naps when they failed. Hearing of an expedition to find a lost fleet led by Merlin, whose magical prowess surpassed all druidic orders, she saw a glimmer of hope. Rumors also swirled that the lost fleet harbored magics even Merlin hadn't mastered. Driven to find a cure for her demonic affliction, Duana volunteered, eager to learn from Merlin and uncover the fleet's secrets. Traveling along southern Avalon, she marveled at Merlin's spellcraft, but as they reached western Avalon, the fleet was forced to make for shore, setting the stage for a perilous new chapter. For those new to the story, my Tainted Grail lore saga series covers the full account. The expedition to find the lost fleet ended in disaster, decimated by four-dweller giants in the weirdness-soaked far west of Avalon. Countless knights, lords, and captains perished, but Duana survived, her magic proving crucial in banishing pockets of weirdness and clearing paths for allies. During a fierce skirmish, she helped save Merlin, guiding a handful of skilled fighters to a menhir where they endured the battle. From the expedition's ruins, new leaders emerged, and Duana supported them with her arcane prowess, guiding survivors through perilous lands far from Arthur's capital, Tainted. After grueling skirmishes, Duana and the other leaders reached Tainted, though Merlin sacrificed his life for their survival. There, Arthur named the emergent leaders his executors, including Duana to her astonishment. Once an outcast, she was stunned to earn such respect from humanity's king. Though she felt uneasy leading soldiers in battle and often deferred to her comrades, her skills shone in deciphering the weird and combating foredwellers, bolstered by her mastery of destructive magic and herbalism. Regrettably, the chaos of survival prevented a conversation with Merlin, but in Tainted Grail, she met his successor, Nimue. Warm and empathetic, Nimue listened to Duana's plight and scoured writings on possession, yet found no clear solution. However, she pointed Duana to a creature north of the burgeoning Camelot, an ancient being as old as the Foredwellers, whose knowledge surpassed even Merlin's, offering hope to banish the demon within her. Duana ventured to the Brochs north of Camelot's foundation to find the Keeper of Secrets, a godlike entity. Confronting the creature, she sought answers about the demon within her. The Keeper explained that the spirit was a parasitic entity trapped in this plane, unable to ascend, descend, or transition through the soul cycle. As long as Duana remained in this realm, the demon would cling on to her, but in another plane she could be free. The Keeper spoke of Corbenic, a pearly white kingdom in an alternate realm. With the executors, Duana journeyed there, hope flickering after decades of torment by this voice that haunted her since childhood. Freeing herself meant no more sleepless nights, no more concoctions to stave off torturous sleep paralysis, and shedding the witch label to live unburdened. Yet at Corbenic's edge, where the Forest of Whispers loomed, Duana paused at nightfall, wrestling with the consequences of banishment. Few could grapple with such questions as she did. If she expelled the demon, might it seek a more valuable host, perhaps a child, easier to dominate? Would it inflict the same horrors on another innocent as it did her? By freeing herself, wouldn't she just doom someone else to a lifetime of torment? What would be the cost of freedom? As the sun begins to set behind the trees, you feel a lump growing in your throat. It's time to make a final call. Soon the spirit will start looking for you. Should you allow yourself to be found? Or should you send it looking for another soul to feed on? Even after all the wrong other people did to you, there's only one decision you are able to make. As the spirit arrives to take an offering in the middle of the mist-covered forest, under the silver light of the moon, you face it without fear. You got used to the bargaining with this dark presence each night, and you do not wish this fate on anyone else. It's unlikely the people whose lives you will save will ever know about it, and most will still see you as a vile witch, but from now on, you will know your burden was your own choice, and this makes it so much easier to carry. In an act of profound selflessness, Duana chose to bear the demon's torment, sparing another from its grasp. As an executor, she embraced the title Duana the Dread Speaker, her necrotic appearance belying her compassionate soul. With the Age of Legends end, she was named a guardian spirit of Avalon. Returning to her banished village, she found it consumed by weirdness. Homes warped, benches twisted unnaturally, walls embedded with half-living, half-dead villagers, all perished. Stepping silently through the ghost town, Duana heard a whisper and performed a ritual, revealing hundreds of villagers' spirits. Once her accusers, they now approached in reverence, begging forgiveness for their cruelty. In death, they understood the agonizing choices she made to protect them. Swearing fealty, they vowed to aid her travels, their spectral presence a bittersweet atonement. Duana carried her burden forward, a beacon of sacrifice whose legacy endured in Avalon's heart. Guided by the unseen spirits of her village, Duana found solace in their counsel, forsaking the vile entities of the otherworld. After the Age of Legends, she likely settled in Connacht, serving as its healer and herbalist. Her knowledge, now rooted in her spectral allies, fortified the city against the weirdness and its grotesque creatures. Though tormented by the demon within, Duana endured, her resolve a bulwark against malevolent forces. As a pillar of Connacht, she wove compassion into its heart, her sacrifices a quiet testament to her strength. I envision the executors, bound by their shared trials, finding joy in their twilight years, their camaraderie a flicker of light amid the scars of war and personal demons. Duana, the Dread Speaker, forever marked by her burden, stood as Avalon's sage guardian, her legacy a whispered story of hope sung through the ages in a land shadowed by weird. Duana's journey from orphaned street urchin to respected mutated witch showcases Tainted Grail's writing in its most acute form, hammering home not to judge a book by its cover. Her story weaves a rich tapestry of sacrifice, compassion, and brilliance, embodying the essence of the Brown Guardian spirit, and standing as a true exemplar. Thanks for watching this deep dive into Duana's lore. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, consider joining our Discord, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned for more Tainted Grail character breakdowns, and yeah, I'll be seeing you guys next time. See you later. Bye-bye.